Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Kids Church Elementary. Remember, if you are a preschooler, go ahead and check out Kids Church Preschool. For our elementary students, all you'll need today is your Bible. So go ahead and grab that real quick. You can pause the video, go grab it, and we'll get started with our show. We'll see you in a minute. Hello, my friends. How are you today?
We are so glad you're back. Second week in January.
Yes.
Month is going good. Year is going good so far. Not bad. No, is this real wood? I don't think it is. I think when you knock on wood, it's supposed to be real wood.
I'm pretty sure this is wood.
So,
Plywood is wood.
So there's like this thing where you say something, and if you're like, oh, I hope it comes true, they say knock on wood. But
yeah. Well, no, if you say something like, if you say anything like, oh, you know, good thing the boat hasn't sunk, you knock on wood because you say it, then it's gonna sink.
It's gonna sink. Well, I'm gonna move on. We are so glad you guys are back. So this whole month we are talking about the word responsibility.
And responsibility means showing that you can be trusted with what is expected of you. So if I say I'm gonna do something,
I'm gonna be a person of my word.
Yeah, and if I don't do it, then people don't quite trust me, and then I'm not responsible.
Well, someone who we can trust, who we've talked about a lot, is Jesus. Now, when Jesus walked on the earth, people were constantly asking him questions. They wanted to know how to live their life and what to do and how to do it. And the great thing is Jesus he never answered directly. No. Go home, do this, do that, do that. He told stories, special stories, and they're called parables. And today we're going to read one, and it's actually one of my favorites. I don't know that we've ever taught on this parable before.
Yeah, I'm excited. And what's really cool, I just wanted to bring this up because we talked about last month how Jesus was going to be born, and they said that this person was going to come who's going to be the great counselor. They didn't say he was going to be the great teacher, they said counselor. Because what does a counselor do? They make you think about things and they help you figure it out for yourself. They don't give you the answer, right?
No, we want that when we go talk to people.
Yeah.
We want the answers, but Jesus makes us work it out.
But they teach you in a way where you have to work it out for yourself, and that's exactly what he did. And I just think that's really cool.
I love that.
He really fulfilled that part, and I don't think we talk about that part a lot.
No, and I love that because if we process something and really digest it, then usually it becomes part of us.
Yeah, I'm not just going to be, how many times do you learn something in school and then you forget about it 10 seconds later? Can I tell you the Pythagorean theorem? Absolutely not. It's a math thing. You learn about it eventually.
Whoosh! So, we are going to be in the book of Luke today. So, how do we find Luke, Miss Alice?
So, you're going to go to your fancy Bible that I told you to grab earlier, and you're going to go to the fancy table of contents. So, you have an Old Testament and a New Testament. We're talking about Jesus, so that's always your first indication that we're going into the New Testament.
Perfect.
We're going to go to the book of Luke, so it goes Matthew, Mark, Luke. Our page number is 1120. Yours may be different depending on your Bible. Check it out where yours is and then go to that page.
So the parable that Jesus tells today, there was a man who came to Jesus, and he wanted his brother, which this is so funny because this is stuff that we do. He wanted his brother to share what he had. He was like, can you tell my brother to share with me? I mean, that sounds like something.
That's something I would do.
Yes.
Like, Jesus, tell them that they're being a bad person because they're not sharing with me.
So Jesus tells this parable. So we're in Luke, and then we're going to go to 12, the big 1, 2. So 12.
And then after you find the big 12, you're going to go to the little 14.
There it is. Great.
And so it's called the parable of the rich fool.
Gives you a clue there.
So rich means has a lot of money. Fool means being foolish, being silly goose.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what he does.
All right, Jesus replied, man, who appointed me as judge as an arbiter between you? So he's like, who made me have to decide for this for you?
Why are you asking me this?
Kind of like sometimes your parents go, like, figure it out between you two.
Yes.
That's kind of what he's saying. Like, figure it out, man.
You guys are smart enough.
Yeah. Then he said to them, watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed.
What is greed?
Oh, greed means like wanting more than what you have. Like wanting excess.
Okay, so you have food, but you want more food.
Yes.
Or you want more bikes, or you have one skateboard and you want 2 or 3 skateboards.
Yeah.
Okay, so more than you actually need.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Great.
Life does not consist of an abundance or a lot of possessions. So you're saying life isn't just like how much stuff you have.
Right. Okay.
Like if you like opened up all your Christmas presents and you're like, well, I got 13 presents and my brother got 17. It's not about that.
I think this guy thinks so.
Yeah. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yielded an abundant harvest, so a big amount of like crops. He thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. So he's like, I got all of this, let's just say corn. That's an easy way to think of it.
That's easy.
He's like, I've got all of this corn, and I only have one silo to put it all in. So I put all of the corn in my silo, but then I still have tons of corn left. What am I supposed to do with that extra corn?
What do you do with it? Let's see what he does.
Then he said, this is what I'll do. I will tear down one of my barns and build a bigger one, and then I will store my surplus grain. So he goes, instead of keeping the one silo I have, I'm going to make a bigger one.
Because he's thinking only of himself here.
Yeah.
Because this is all about him. I will restore. I will be this. I will do that. So his focus is not on anyone else, just on himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, be merry. So he's like, then I get to just kind of coast on through because I have all this extra stuff in this bigger barn where all of my corn, I don't know why I keep saying corn, but it's the only crop I can think of. All of this corn that I get to survive on. Can you imagine eating corn for years and years and years?
Well, there's different ways to have corn, like polenta and...
Yeah, but I would get sick of years and years and years of corn.
I don't think it's the actual corn eating that the problem is here. I think it's more the focus. Last month we talked about, before we finished the parable, last month we talked about loving God and loving others.
Yes.
So I feel like he's missing a piece of this.
Well, he's loving himself.
He definitely is loving himself.
But God said to him, you fool. Like, hey, silly goose. This very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? So he's like, hey, if you're not going to be around anymore, what is this all for?
Right, what's the purpose?
It's just going to still sit here and no one's going to have it.
Right.
And he says, this is how it will be with whoever stores up things for themselves, but is not rich towards God.
Wow. Okay. So let's break that down. Okay.
So it says, this is how it'll be with whoever stores up things for themselves. So if I take as much as I can take without sharing with others, then I'm just like this guy who dies and just leaves this big old thing of corn.
So we're talking about responsibility this month. So our responsibility is to share.
Yeah, and to help others.
Right. So that, and remember, because that was what we talked about, the 2 commandments, love God and love others.
Yeah.
So this guy is missing a piece of that. He may love God,
Yeah.
but he's definitely not loving others. If he's thinking, it would be as if you got, I like socks. I like warm socks.
Yeah.
So if I got, say, 20 pairs of socks for Christmas, which
Yeah.
I may have gotten a few pairs. So, but those pairs will not fit in my one drawer.
Yeah.
So I need to clean out a whole nother drawer to keep all my socks.
Mhm.
Do I need 20 pairs of socks?
No, hopefully
No.
you do laundry.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that idea that if you have what you need, God has given that to you to share.
Yeah.
It's not for you to keep. I heard someone say once, everything that comes to you is not designed for you.
No.
So
It's borrowed, really.
it is. So our question this week is,
Let me see it. What do you have that you can share? So what's something in your life you're like, I have a lot of these. Something that my family always did was when we got new clothes, we always had to then look and we had to get rid of equally or more of what we got. Because now we don't need this. I don't need 20 million t-shirts. I just won't wear them all. That's like a constant problem. So I can go and I can take all of them and I can go and donate them to a shelter. I can go and donate them to Goodwill or any good nonprofit organization that can help give them to people who need them.
We used to do that when my daughter was little with toys.
Yes.
If a toy would come in, a toy would go out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a broken toy. It
Yeah.
wasn't like we gave away a broken toy.
Yeah.
That's the worst, is when you're like, you can give this away and it's broken and torn and worn out. But the idea is, if you're blessed with something, why not bless someone else?
Yeah.
Why not share? So this week, what can you share with someone else?
Yeah.
Did you get a bunch of toys for Christmas? Did you get clothes? Is your closet so full that you're like having to pry hangers in there? Maybe it's time to share some of that.
Yeah. And if you guys ever want to know like some great places to donate, we always have great lists
Yes.
of organizations that need help.
Yes,
that
exactly.
make sure that they go directly to people who are in need.
Yeah, and we can give that to you. Just reach out to us at kids, KIDS, at fcchb.com. So, and we would love to hear what you're going to share.
Yeah.
Send us a picture. We'll put it on the show and show other kids what you've decided to share. I would love to do that.
I
so,
would love that.
And that'd be fun. That'd be awesome.
So we're going to go to our application in a
Yes.
second, but we're going to pray before we go there.
Would you
So
pray for us?
I would love to. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this parable, Lord, because sometimes it's important to think about when we have extra of something, when we're plentiful, that it's not ours to keep and just to hold on to and to let it rot away, but it's to share. We are all so blessed with different things, and Lord, maybe we don't have an extra amount of clothes, maybe we don't have extra toys, but maybe it's a gift. Like we have a great ability to make art, and I don't need to keep all of my art, so I can go and give it to other people. Lord, there's something that we can all give for others. And I just pray that you put it on the hearts of each one of my friends who are watching today, that they can think about, what can I give and what can I share? We love you in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
See you guys in a minute.
See you in a minute.
Jack's new scooter. Jack found 2 sticks outside and painted them green to match his scooter. He then cut out flames from red and yellow construction paper and taped them to the sticks. He then used yarn and some extra tape to attach the sticks with flames to the side of his scooter, making it go extra fast. Thanks for sharing your new scooter with us, Jack. Nice job.
One of my favorite things to do is celebrate Jesus. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to dance, we're going to sing, and we're going to celebrate who Jesus is. So hop up on your feet and let's do it.
There is only one who can do anything amazing. There is only one who can do anything so amazing. His name is Jesus. He is the strongest. His name is Jesus, and he is oh so good. Oh, anything he can do, anything. Yes, it's true. Anything he can do, anything. He is amazing. Anything he can do, anything. Yes, it's true. Anything he can do, anything. He is amazing. Oh, 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 oh. He is amazing, and he can do anything. There is only one who loves me like he does, like he does. There is only one who loves me like he does, no matter what. His name is Jesus. He is the strongest. His name is Jesus, and he is oh so good. Oh, anything he can do, anything. Yes, it's true. Anything he can do, anything.
we are so glad you're back for the application. So I am excited about this. We talked about sharing and giving and responsibility. So this week of what your application part is going to be is you're going to take a blank piece of paper and a pencil, and you are going to make, and I'm going to do this really quick, a number 1. There's my, oh, whoops, I'm missing the back part of it. So there we go. There's my number 1.
A nice dark number 1.
So, and what I'm going to do is through the week, I'm going to write things I can share.
Oh.
Because I need to be reminded about what I can share. For example, the first thing I can think of, and this is not something, is my love with my family. Oh, I just thought of something else. Forgiveness. Oh gosh. My forgiveness. I need to make sure that I am being forgiving to my family. You know what? Also, we talked about in the lesson going through our clothes. So I need to go through my clothes. So your job this week is to make a big one and then figure out some things that you can share. It doesn't always have to be like toys or clothes or things like that. It can be loving other people. It can be being kind. Sharing kindness with someone is a huge thing. And it's our responsibility because God said we are to love God and to love others.
Yeah. And so it's all about that love aspect. And try to think of something physical you can give too.
Yes.
Because I think that there's, you know, it's sometimes easy to phone it in and be like, oh yeah, I'm
gonna be kind
I'm gonna be kind to my friends. No, think of something a little bit bigger. I'm gonna challenge you guys. Think of something a little bit bigger than that.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that maybe feels like it costs you something.
Ooh,
like
yeah.
like you have to, oh, I like this still. But yeah, sharing
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So what are our questions for this week?
All right. How much is enough when it comes to the stuff you have?
Ooh, there's a good question.
Is the answer the same for everyone, or is it different for each one of us?
I think it's different.
I don't know. Describe the characteristics of someone you'd call foolish. No names, but like the characteristics. So like what would be a foolish person? What is the main difference between being responsible with things God has given us and being foolish?
Oh, these are great questions. I so want to answer these.
I know, but we want our friends
I know, we want you to answer them.
Would you say it's easier to be the giver or the receiver when it comes to sharing? And finally, 2 more. Gosh, there's so many this week.
I know.
Why is it hard for some people to accept the help of others?
That's a great question.
I know I struggle with
I
that
like that
sometimes. How can we share with others without making them feel embarrassed or less important?
I like that. That's good. Those are great questions. So print up the questions, read them as a family, make a number 1, write some things that you're actually going to share. Again, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what you're sharing this week. Send us a picture, reach out to us at kids, KIDS, @fcchb.com, okay? And we'll see you next week, guys. Okay? Bye.